Hello, my crafty friends. This is Anne-Marie Julian Wetzel. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And let's see who's joining me live tonight. Make sure that I am visible. Ooh, I'm not seeing myself. Hold on. Let's refresh one more time. There I am. Make sure my volume is off. No. Welcome, welcome. If you're here, say hello. Sorry, I had to change my schedule around a little bit. I was planning on going to visit my daughter last week, and things got changed around, miscommunication, so we're going to attempt to do it this week. So as a result, instead of giving you a delayed create and craft, I figured I'd go a day early. Hopefully that works. Hello, Teresa. Long time no see or hear from. Hi, Susan. Hello, Amanda. Welcome, welcome, Colleen. All right, so last week, the creative session, as I mentioned, I ended up doing a recording on YouTube, and it was creating this scrapbook layout. So don't forget, and I am actually going to extend the eligibility because I did not get this posted until Saturday, even though you guys did have the template. I know sometimes seeing inspiration always helps. So this is the layout, and I'm going to extend it to Saturday since I posted it on last Saturday. So you'll have till Saturday and go to guides and create your version of this template. The image of the template is there as well. This is, can you believe it? This is my puppy. He is 2 years old now, but I came across these pictures and I don't think I ever scrapped them. And we got him right around Christmas, right around Thanksgiving, actually. I set the tree up and he just loved being under the tree. So I used the Nutcracker gift tags and put those there because I decorate my house with nutcrackers. And then I created these on Cricut. I believe I placed the Cricut link if you wanted to have access to this. But what's cool about this is, and you can't really see it, but maybe a little bit better, is this is the velvet material. So Stampin' Up! Has the velvet material in the red, the white, and the green. And I just love that texture feel to it. So a fairly simple template, but again, love scrapbooking, love sharing these memories. This is the Traditions of Christmas paper. And then these are from the Ornamental Christmas dies, and I believe the Snowy or the Festive Friends. I cut those out into that. So again, if you have not, check out the YouTube video. It's also in the link under guides. And you can see me create this. A couple other pieces of inspiration that I wanted to share with you. And then stay to the end. I am going to be doing a crafty project, but I have projects and product to show you that's coming up in the November online exclusive. So that will, I'm excited to share all that with you. These two cards are some inspiration that will be at the open house in first week in December, but I'm also have a cookie and card class, and these are kind of what the cookies are going to be. We were decorating cookies, and I coordinated the cards to go with our cookies. So I will also have videos on these, and I'll share those with you within the next week or so. But love, love, love the holiday time. I'm having fun creating lots of different cards. And then here, again, this was the holiday hop. These are two of the cards, the additional cards that I created. This is a flip up slimline interactive card. And this is actually ended up being a shaker. And it so it flips up that way and then it opens this way, right? How fun is that? This is with the peaceful Peace on Earth paper, or Peaceful Days. And then this here again, I did the nutcrackers. I had cut them out for the other card, and then said I can't let the bottoms go to waste. Then used the big Merry Christmas, and this was embossed with red. And again, open that up. So, and then the tutorial actually shows you how to create the envelopes. Super easy to create the envelopes to fit these cards. So, all right. Let me see who else we have joining. Hello, Monterey. Hey, Julie, welcome. All right, let me put these aside here and let's get started. So today I am going to create, I'm going to bring this in a little bit closer, but then I'll have to remember to bring it out. We're going to create this little treat box. These are available on our website, but I'm going to show you how to make the lid. Now I've done this, I did this a while ago, but I don't think I ever did a video on it. I think I gave measurements out. I couldn't find one, so I wanted to recreate it. We did this back for Valentine's Day, and I wanted to create a holiday one. So I created this lid, and I'm going to show you how to make that lid for these treat boxes. And how fun is that to be able to put in a bunch of candy, a gift card. I have little Chips Ahoy's or Oreos. They come in the small packages individually wrapped. So tons of different ideas to put in there, jewelry, whatever. So we are going to show you how to make that right now. And okay, so to make the lid, oh, you know what? I gotta go grab the main box. I will be right back. I always seem to forget something. I'm standing here for 5 minutes in advance, and I always seem to forget something. I have it right here. Hold on. All right, so these are the boxes that I needed to grab. So these come, I believe, 10 in a package, and you get the cover, and then you have the inside box. So super easy to put together, and I will walk you through those to put together. Sorry about that. So Amanda, I think you're right. I know I did share those at our team event. So, all right. So here, let's put the box together first. All right. So this comes and it has the nice taped adhesive on here. And it's all pre-scored. So these, again, go together. Super easy. If you don't want to put the lid together, you make a lid for it. You can easily just gift these out. All right. And these will get tucked in, these tabs here, they get tucked in. So I'm going to take this adhesive tape off, tuck that in. It's kind of hard. I'm trying to do it. There we go. It's really a nice and sturdy box. And I love that it folds over and gives that additional support. So there we go. How easy is that? And then this is going to be the book cover. And this will set up so you have adhesive here, and I'll show you when we're ready to put that on. But then that box gets attached here, and then we will decorate the cover. So let's make the cover, the box cover for this. It measures at, this piece of paper measures at 5 5/8 and by 4 7/8. I've already pre-cut that. I also have acetate here. Now you could use vellum too, but I have some acetate here. The acetate's at 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. All right, I'm gonna put it there so hopefully I will see that there, right? All right, with this piece of paper, we are scoring it at 1 inch on every side. And 2 more sides here. All right, so we have that scored here. Before I trim and assemble this, I want to place a die inside here. Which die do I want to use? Actually, I'm going to use the ornamental Christmas dies. And I'm going to take this one out here. I'm going to get my die cutting machine up here. And set this aside. I don't need my paper trimmer anymore, I don't think. All right. So what's hard here, and you know what I'll do for your benefit, I am going to fold those scored lines in just so you guys can see those lines a little bit better, right? And I am going to put the die in the center here. It should fit within that space. So again, if you were to create something like this, you'd have to make sure that it fits in within that center. And I'm going to take some Post-it tape, put that there, and run this through. All right. I'm going to pull that off slowly so I don't tear that. We're going to use this for the top. Nothing goes to waste. And then, you know what? While I have my die cutting out here, I probably should have done that. I could have probably done this at the same time, but I am going to run this across to make a decorative ornament for the top of our treat box. And run that through. And then I could be safe to say that I am done with the die cutting. Super cute. Love that intricate decor that they have with their dies. You'll see some of that and some of the new product that I'm going to share with you. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, so while I have this flat still, I'm going to take this acetate piece of paper and I'm going to, with my silicone mat, I'm going to take my adhesive and run it alongside, and I'm going to do inside the score lines. And again, this is cut at 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. And I'm just going to place that there. And we have our cover for our acetate. Let me put this away before I lose that. I have a tendency to put things down and then can't find them. Anybody else have that problem sometimes? I can't be alone. Okay, so with this, now I am going to take the scored lines and I'm going to trim them. I'll cut up to the scored line there. I'm going to do on all 4 sides. And then I call it mitering. It just makes it easier to fold, so I'm just going to cut those pieces off. All right. And do the same on the other side. All right, let's get these out of the way here. Okay, so we have that all ready, and these we're going to go inside and fold over. So with the top of my cover, I am going to put two-sided tape or whatever strong adhesive that you want to use. If you want to use your liquid glue to help adjust that, you can do that. All right, so I always rub this down. I might have to excuse myself. My dog, I think, is into something, and my husband's not home. All right, so with that, we are going to, I think he actually is taking paper from my recycling bin, which he can do that. Paper's not going to hurt him. All right, so there's that one side. And there's our other side. Nice cover, and let's see. Voila, it fits, and it really is roomy. It's not too tight of a fit, so I do like that. Let's place our little topper for our ornament. And place that right there. I do like that this set comes with two of the ornaments. It also comes with the two diamonds things, so if you're doing multiple, you're not having to cut them out like I was doing for my make and takes for this weekend. All right, so there is that. And now we have, where did my, okay, so now we have this piece here that we want to decorate the front with, and I cut some of the gold foil. So again, I'm turning this upside down using that silicone mat because the adhesive does not stick to it, which I love. And I'm going to put that right over and then trim off the excess. Just add some of that gold. So again, these are perfect for giving to your grandkids, giving to your neighbors. Again, you can do this for Halloween. There's so many occasions that you can also do this for. I actually cut a little bit too much off of that, but that's okay. Then I took, again, the traditions of Christmas, and I'm using the plaid side here. This I cut down to, I believe it's 2 3/4. So I cut that 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that will go here, but I actually want, because this is rounded, so I'm going to take my corner rounder. I've been kind of liking this. And I'm just going to do the 2 edges. Just to decorate here. I could probably decorate the sides and the back too. But again, see how quickly easy this comes together? So your create and craft activity is to create any kind of candy bar wrapper, treat box, gift, anything. And then bonus points if you share how you made it, so we can all learn how if we haven't made it already. Okay, and then I have another one of the ornament toppers. Let's see if I have any more comments here. All right. I don't see anything there. So again, I'm gonna put this here, but let's get this set up in here. So how I typically will do this is I will line, again, there's 2 pieces of strong adhesive in here that we take off, and I'm just going to line that up. And then we got a little box there. Okay, so to keep this tabbed in, now you can adhere this down, but then you're going to have to rip it off, or whoever the recipient is going to rip it, right? And then they're not going to be able to reuse that box. And you want to be able to reuse that box. So what I came up with, I have a little tab here, which is kind of going to cover this area. So I'm going to just take my pencil and kind of draw a line. We're not going to see it. And I am going to put foam dimensions around those lines. Actually, I'm going to just put them on here. I'm going to put that one on here. And then I think I'm safe to do this here. And I'm going to put one over on this end too. For this one, I think I'm pretty safe with doing that. And then this will tuck right under there, and then it stays closed. Voila. And there we have it. We have our little treat box. Open it up, and we can put our little Chips Ahoy in there, or candy, or a gift card, whatever, right? So there we go. Super, super cute little treat box. I have the other one that matches here. There we go. All right, so who wants to see new product coming up? November 4th is our November online exclusives. So I was able to purchase some of those. And let me set this aside and share some of the inspiration in the new paper that we have. I'm just going to clean up a little bit here, get some of this mess out. All right, is anybody with me still? I think I have people here. Yep. All right. So I'm going to start out with the paper. I think many of you are going to be excited about this paper. So again, an opportunity if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up. They have a great deal happening. $35, you get 100, and now I can't even remember the amount. And then there's a $99 offer, and you get $189 product with that, right? So either way, the other great thing is that there is a quarterly requirement of $300. But that quarterly requirement technically doesn't kick in until March 31st of 2026, okay? But the benefit of being a demonstrator is you get early access to all of the product. You have a pre-order period, which is what we're in, which is why I have this to show you. So this paper here is called Hobby Haven. So as you can guess, you're seeing the back side of this paper right now. I'm going to flip this over. This covers so many different hobbies. So if you love baking and you're in a baking club, a cappuccino, right? So they have a cappuccino machine. They have muffin pans, cookie pans, pies, a blender, bowls, everything that you can think of is on this paper, right? And then I love the back side, which is a standard neutral, so you can use it for anything. It's kind of like an all-purpose paper. Then this here is for spa day, right? So it has the eye masks, the combs, the colognes, lotions, lipsticks, a bunch of different things on here. So, and then the back side, love these color combinations. And then for our book lovers, which my daughter has a book club or a book retreat every year. And I think this might be very helpful to her. So we have the lamp, the books, the bookmarker, your eyeglasses, of course, drinking coffee, right? Tons, super cute. And then there's the backside. I actually love the colors in this one. So this is like crumb cake, I think Summer Splash and Lost Lagoon. My guess, but we'll find out because I'll show that. And then here is for our sewing quilters, knitters, has the yarn, the thread here, ribbon, all of the things, the needles for crocheting and obviously I can't even think of these words, right? But the sewing machine, everything, the iron, scissors, and then there's the back side of that paper. So awesome. And oops, sorry, I have, and then here is, again, I want to say that this is more for our people who love plants and greenery and maybe gardening, but it's actually a nice home atmosphere as well. And then this is the soft pink on that. And then what's fun about this paper pack, it has all these die cuts. So perfect for scrapbooking your love of your hobbies, right? All these tea bag, coffee, best friends, books, your plants, your blenders, your cappuccino, everything. So easy, ephemera, and it can be used for cards too, right? So let me see if I have, I don't think I have the color coordinating, but again, almost every color is in here. This is so versatile for all of your crafting needs. All right, where am I going to put this? All right, next, again, is our floral. Floral is one of the top sellers at Stampin' Up. And this is kind of, to me, vintage. This is like a vintage. And don't ask me what these flowers are, but again, I also love the backside of the paper. But beautiful tones of, this looks like the Darling Duckling and maybe peach pie with very vanilla. And then a nice subtle background. Look at the colors there. And this is really pretty. And then here is this one. I've already started planning. I'm already doing a scrapbook layout with this paper. I'm using the back side of this, but so pretty. And then a dark green is, I want to say this has got to be Mossy Meadow. Looks like a Mossy Meadow to me. And the roses mixed in with the other flowers and a nice subtle, this looks like pecan pie. I don't think that's crumb cake. It's like a pecan pie. It could be crumb cake. And then again, the soft peachy tone with the Darling Duckling and the flowers there. So great options for paper. All right, so let me show you some other things that I've been playing around with and that's coming in. This is called Friendly Foliage. So again, recognize, and let me come out a little bit here. Okay, so Friendly Foliage here. It has a stamp set and a die. Here is the new packaging. So what I like about this is that the stamp or the dies come in its own packaging, but I'm able to put them both in the same envelope. So now I have an extra one of these to use for something else, to store ephemera or whatever. But here is the stamp set. And then here is the dies. And as a result, I actually made a card. I also used the new embossing folder. This is called Beautiful Pattern Embossing folder. So hopefully you can see that pattern on here. It is a subtle. I did not use two-tone. I used a solid on this. And I cut out the dies here. So this die, just to give you guys a heads up when you're using yours, I ran this and this together through the die cutting machine. First I stamped it though, and then I outlined this, and it ends up cutting out the inside of that frame. Love that. And then these are just other die cuts that I had, but this stamp set has a get well soon on it, and I'm so glad because I actually was looking for one and I could not find that. I had one. So again, it has here for you always, wishing you all the best, get well soon, sending love, you're on my mind and in my heart, and then thinking of you. So love that. All right, so let's put this aside. And again, this actually, in many of the projects you're going to see, this is inspiration that I found online with it, so it was perfect. I just changed it up a little bit, changed the colors up. So just wanted to share that. Let me show you a couple other things. Here is delicate framing, photopolymer. I actually think that this might have a die set with it, and I did not end up getting the die set. I don't know why, but I love the big size of the sentiments here. So you can see that they're a nice size. I know it's kind of hard with the photopolymer, but let's turn this back over. And you see big hugs, simply the best, so very thankful, here for you and so happy for you. And you know me, I do love sentiments and I love that they're in different fonts and sizes. So I have a variety to choose from. Then here, perfect, Our Story. This is great for, again, the vintage, heritage scrapbooking, family and friends, laughter, a frame here. And again, I think this might have a die cut set too, and I did not get that. So, but it also has a date, perfect for, again, capturing our memories in the times. Our story, forever friends, family. The best memories are created with, right, with our story, with friends, with family, with laughter. So many options on that stamp set. Here is some of our enamel dots. And again, they don't show the colors here, but this is, I believe, Early Espresso. This looks like it could be Cherry Cobbler, and the blue is, I want to say that's got to be Misty Moonlight. And then our Pecan Pie. And then here, it's a Calypso Coral. This is Crumb Cake, and then the white. And this is nice and sparkly. These are matte finished. All right. So those are some of that. All right, and then this is the hardest part to show you guys. So I actually am going to ink on it, but this is textured paper, and one is kind of like a corrugated, but very thin corrugate, and then this is like a burlap. So I figured let me cut some pieces out and just show you how that looks. I'm just using the cherry cobbler. I had that out and handy. All right, so that's a lot easier for you to see that texture in there. And again, that's perfect for it. So you can just leave it white as textured. It actually could be like a very vanilla. And then here is the other. Let me bring those up closer for you to see that texture in there, hopefully. Maybe I need to come up closer. All right. So very fun paper. I love the textured paper. So let's put that. And now let me show you some other stuff that I created and played with. This is my absolute favorite. So this is the Swirl Designs. It has the stamp set, which you can see I'm already, I need to put my plastic back on here. I'm already loving it. You can see that. It has, it's easier to show here. So it has that textured background splatter, star clusters, flower clusters, and then again a background swish and a circle swish, right? But then here are the dies to coordinate that. Right, and there are two dies in here of each shape. Well, not the stars, but you have the diamond here, and then you have a smaller one, and then you have your oval too, right? So I again took this off online, but I changed up the colors. So again, these are all die cut out. This is popped up. These are the centers in here. This one I just used the speckled inside there. And then I used some enamel dots that I had on. So just love that. Swirled Designs. I have a feeling that that is going to go really fast. So again, could put these back in the same packaging. And then here are Words of Beauty. Again, it has a photopolymer stamp set along with the dies. And I played around with this. This has 3 different sizes of just because, just and because. Okay, so I just did just, but I did 3 of them. So this actually has your offset and has a larger, and then I stamped inside of that. This had the smaller offset, and again, I stamped first and then die cut. I placed the die around that, but again, it doesn't have as much space around that. Or you can do layered. So this again is with Blueberry Bushel, and then I did the white inside there, and you can see that those are both pieces of cardstock and very little offset on that. So again, I like having that. And then it also includes these dies for the title, because on your stamps you have Just Because, but you also have Kind, Sweet, You're a Great Friend, It's Your Birthday, I Appreciate You, I Think You're Amazing, You've Been on My Mind, You're So Kind, right? I Love You, Lovely, all the different things that you could think of for Just Because. And then I had something, but it dumped. I'm going to see if I can find it. But it's using these doilies. It is. All right, so I have fun with doilies. I saw this many years ago about making an angel with doilies, right? So perfect. These doilies come in 2 sizes and they're white and red. So this is all getting ready for our Valentine's, but I'm like, I can do this for my Christmas tree, right? Again, here are the reds and the back is white. So again, you can leave it at white or you can ink the backs of those. And again, it has the larger and then the smaller. So again, have you ever made a doily angel? So super cute, fun. So if anybody's interested, I will do a quick tutorial on that to show you how to do that. But that's it. That's all of the product that I have to share with you. There is more product, but I did not get all of it. So I do have some more coming on its way. But again, I hope you are inspired by some of the new products that's coming. Don't forget to take advantage of it. It's free shipping for today, tomorrow, and Friday. So you have 3 days of free shipping. And let's get our boxes back out here, show you. Again, remind you your creative craft activity is to create some kind of a treat box or a candy bar wrapper or something that you can use for a gift, right? A gift treat, all right? So that is your creative. You have till next week. And if you have any questions, let me know. I totally appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Have a great one. Thanks so much.